hand over the mic to the chairman. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. We welcome all the authors on the stage and all the dignitaries who are sitting off the stage. We are about to start the 5th session of this ICOMS. The topic of this session is Opencast mining towards optimization and diversification. And in accordance with the topic of this session, the papers to be presented are of very diversified nature. And I think today each member of the audience will gain something and will feel enriched after the completion of this session. So let us start with the first paper to be presented by Mr. Satveer from CMPDI. The topic is an innovative idea for unmineable coal seam of Singrauli coalfield. Satveer.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Satveer Singh, Manager Mining, CMPDI, RI6. I warm welcome to all of you on my presentation. My presentation topic is an idea of unmineable coal seam of Singrauli coalfield. All of us talking about the sustainable development and zero net concept of the emissions. And I am trying to throwing some knowledge and light on this topic through the CO2 sequestration in the unmineable coal seam to reduce the greenhouse gases. Energy is required for anything to do. Without energy, we cannot do anything. As per the Einstein equation, everything is energy. As equal to mc square, everything can be converted into energy. Without energy, we cannot do anything. So, energy is the major input to every economic development. And in context of Indian context, 56% of energy is made by the coal sector. So, and 80% of the coal is produced by the Coal India Limited. So, we are the very much important for the in context of the energy. And we have the ample of the coal, that is 361 billion ton of reserve we have as approved by the CMPDI as on April 2022. So, as per our context, in the India energy need, the coal sector is very much important. This graph showing that how the energy consumption, electricity consumption is increasing at the decade of the 50s, around the energy per capita energy consumption around only 50, and that was increasing up to the around 1200 at the last year. So energy is increasing day by day. So the need of the energy of the coal sector is also increasing. That may be reduced in the term of the percentage, but that will not coal in absolute term. The coal demand is increasing in absolute term. Percentage wise, it will maybe reduced, but it may in absolute term that will be the increase in future also. But burning of the fossil fuel make a repercussion of the generation of the carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide is the major cause of the global warming, and that produces the climate change, and as a consequence that is some flood and some some reducing of the, increasing of the sea level, reducing of the polar ice age. And as per the 1 unit of electricity required around 0.45 kg of coal, which emits around 0.85 kg of the carbon dioxide. So we need energy, but in the repercussion of energy, we generated around carbon dioxide, and that causes the global warming. So we have to mitigate that one. For the mitigation, India has some commitment. The commitment is around 2030. We have to reduce the fossil fuel and increase the renewable energy. But in the absolute term, as the energy demand is increasing, we have to require more fossil fuel and carbon coal. So, for the net zero concept, we have that 2070, we have to achieve that net zero at the 2020. For this, we have I have shown a concept of the carbon dioxide sequestration and carbon capturing and CO2 sequestration. Basically, the carbon dioxide sequestration is the sequestrating the carbon dioxide in any sink where it retained for the long time. So that sink can be the chemical sink or the geological sink. And here we are talking about the geological sink. Geological sink that may be unminable coal seam, that is the deep saline aquifer, and other will be maybe depleted gas and oil reservoir. In our concept, the coal seam is the most important for us, that we are concerned about the coal sector. So we are talking about the coal seam, how we will be able to sequestrate the carbon dioxide in the coal seam, that is unminable, that may be sequestrated in for the long term, and that meet the net zero concept of the nation. So the coal will be absorb the carbon dioxide, and that absorbed carbon dioxide will be in 3 phases, that is free phases, dissolved gas and adsorbed, and around 95% of the carbon dioxide will be sequestrated in the adsorbed phase. And this is the one diagram, there will be absorption may be occurred due to a van der Waals forces. This is a schematic diagram. We are showing that how we can pump the carbon dioxide into the coal seam, and there CS4 methane is the in situ in the coal seam, that is the CBM. That may be come out from the consequences of the sequestration of the carbon dioxide. Around 4 carbon dioxide will be sequestration, and 1 methane will be dissolved from the coal bed methane. And this is the one schematic diagram, and how the sequestration will be taken place, that is showing in this diagram. This is the some estimation method. How can we estimate the carbon dioxide storage in the coal seam in other field also? That is some of the methods. This is our study area. That is the main basin of Singrauli coalfield, where some of the area is around the Rajiganj formation and Barakar formation, and thin seam occur. There is 0.2 meter to 2 meter, and around 30 square kilometer area is demarcated for the study. And where the Raniganj 4 number of coal seam of Raniganj formation and 7 number of coal seam of Barakar formation occur, and a very thin seam of that. Depth is around 720 meter. Depth is the more important, that because without depth we cannot present the pressure which is required to retain the carbon dioxide at in situ stages. This is the graph that is showing the cross sectional area and the plan of that one. In the cross section, some area of the very much faulted area, so that may not be unminable due to the thin seam and the faulting of that. So in the future, that cannot be expected by either of the open cast or underground mining, that is very thin seam. These two model has been used for the prediction of the carbon dioxide absorption in the coal seam, that is the Rankine equation and the GA prediction model. And here I have shown a graph. There I can show that as the pressure is increasing, the carbon dioxide is absorption and methane absorption is increasing, and carbon dioxide absorption is more increasing as compared to the methane. So 4 molecules of the carbon dioxide absorbed and 1 molecule of methane will be dissolved from the coal seam at the same time. This is the actually result where we have how modeling has been done, and what is the maximum possible of the carbon dioxide and methane can be absorbed and deabsorbed at the same time, and what is the maximum capacity of carbon dioxide that can be absorbed at the given states. At the 700 meter, around 39.5, around 40 meter cube of per ton of coal, carbon dioxide can be absorbed at this geological condition, and around the 30 square kilometer that has been demarcated in the Barakar formation, we can around 1100 million meter cube of methane can be absorbed. That will be a boon for us. We can absorb a huge amount of carbon dioxide and store it for the long term, which is not mineable coal seam. That very much beneficial for us, that for the climate and for us also. This is some scenario in India that what is going at this time. There is no project in the world is going on for the CO2 sequestration. Some of the project like powder river basin, some pilot project has been going on for the CO2 sequestration. But the CBM project is going on, and the CBM project can be associated with the enhanced coal bed methane project. And India is also around 33 blocks and CBM block has been allotted by the DGH of India. And out of this 8 blocks, 5 blocks started for commercial production. That is the Saraniganj and Sohagpur area, that is 1 millimeter per 150 CBM blocks. So we have to start some pilot project for the CO2 sequestration. Thank you.
Thank you, Satvir. It was a topic covering a wide range of issues related to main basin, and you have covered them nicely. Now, I invite Pranay M. Daharwal from MCL. The topic is factors affecting specific diesel consumption at opencast mines and way beyond.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pranay Daharwal. I am from Mahanadi Coalfields Limited. Today I am here to present my presentation on the topic factors affecting specific diesel consumption at open cast mines. So let's discuss the abstract of the paper. So heavy earth moving machineries are used for different activities in mine, from extraction of coal, for removing overburden, and for transportation of coal. And they are the primary consumers of the total energy consumed in the mines. Increase in the prices of the coal, increase in the prices of the crude due to the external situations has been affecting heavily on the balance sheets of the coal miners, and they are also causing burden on the government exchequer. So now this paper presents the various ways of reducing specific diesel consumption and the alternate sources of fuels available. So everyone in this house knows that mining is critical to India's energy security. India is the second largest producer and consumer of coal. The importance of coal for the country like India can be defined in the simple words like even today 75% of the total electricity consumed in the country is through thermal power plants. The coal ministry has set a mission of augmentation of coal production by using the government companies and also through private captive mines by following the sustainable method of mining. So as per the Atmanirbhar Bharat policy, government country needs to reduce its import dependence of coal, and government is planning to tap the current reserves of coal available in our country. Diesel consumption is the important parameter when we consider the competitiveness of the mining industry. Effective control on the consumption of fossil fuel help the mining companies to improve their environmental ratings. Also, it will help in reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. Hence, mining companies are now looking into the reducing energy consumption to lower the cost and emissions. So now let me come towards the open cast mining. Open cast mining is a surface mining technique of extracting minerals from earth through an open air pit. Open cast mines are used when deposits of commercially useful ore are available near to the surface of the earth. To create an open cast mine, miners must determine the availability of the ore, and also that is done through the drilling of probe holes and plotting them on the maps. Before starting a mining operation, it is important to consider the quality, quantity, and the economic value of the ore available beneath the earth. This is the bird eye view of the Lakhanpur Opencast project at MCL. So opencast mines are typically enlarged until and unless the mineral resource is exhausted or it becomes uneconomical to extract the mining ore due to the increasing ratio of overburden. Currently in India, almost 95% of the total coal produced is through opencast method of mining. So with the table given below, we can see how at the time of independence, only 6% of the coal was produced through the method of opencast mining. But today, 95% of the total coal produced is through opencast method of mining. So this shows how important is opencast mining in India's energy scenario. The bar graph shows how the share of opencast mining has been increasing over the years. So now comes to the specific diesel consumption in opencast mines. Diesel is the significant source of energy in the mining industry. It is used for removal of overburden, extraction of coal, transportation of coal from face to pithead or to dispatch points. In opencast mining, various parameters affects the diesel consumption, which are such as mine kind and layout, speed load and speed, payload and cycle time, tire wear and rolling resistance, age and maintenance of the vehicles, dump site design, idle time, engine operating parameters and transmission shift patterns. Besides this, there are other factors which affect the performance of the vehicles, such as weather and topographic condition. So now let's come towards the second part, that is ways to minimize the specific diesel consumption at mining. So first is by upgradation of HEMM size. Increase in HEMM capacity results in reduction in consumption of specific fuel. HEMM capacity upgradation also leads to the higher productivity and increased safety as lesser number of individuals are exposed. It also helps in minimizing the pollution levels. Second method is by using the ripper technology. Ripping is a method of loosening rocks by using steel tines attached to the rear of bulldozers. Ripper technology leads to the complete elimination of drilling and blasting, resulting in savings of SDC. Other benefits of ripper technology includes safety, less disturbance to the surroundings, more precision in separation of rocks, and it eliminates the need of explosives. Ripper technology is economical when compared with the drilling blasting technology. This is the picture of ripper dozer at our MCL. So other method is by using high angle conveyors for transportation of coal. Rise in depth of coal mines result in transportation of coal through trucks and tippers, which increases the specific diesel consumption of the mines. High angle, and at that place, our regular conveyors can't work at that depth. So high angle conveyors improves the economics of the mine and also they are traffic and environment friendly. High angle conveyor can carry load up to 70 degree or more in opencast mines. They are mostly used in deep opencast mine for transportation of coal for reducing the cost and improving the efficiency. First mile connectivity. First mile connectivity project replaces the existing road transport between pit heads and dispatch points and switch over to a seamless mechanized coal transport using the conveyors, which is a covered system for movement of coals from pit head to dispatch points. It helps in easing the load on road networks and saves on diesel costs. FMC also helps in reducing the pilferage. FMC improves the loading time of the rail wagon and it brings down the wagon idling. This is the picture of FMC which we have at our MCL. Other way is by using the autonomous truck. So a few of the benefits which I would like to highlight of autonomous trucks include 15 to 20% productivity increase, 90% of expected availability, 5 to 7% of fuel efficiency, rise in fuel efficiency, 7% of less tire wear out, 17% maintenance cost saving, and then 30% of operation cost saving. ATs have demonstrated notable fuel consumption performance as a result of their driving consistency, as they are being driven by automatically. So they can operate on 24/7 basis with no idling and no shift change required. Manual truck operators can affect 35% of fuel economy, whereas ATs can improve fuel usage by 4% with 25 to 20% of reduced idle time. Other way is by deploying electric vehicles HEMMs in mines. Battery operated electric vehicles uses chemical energy stored in rechargeable battery packs instead of diesel. They cut overall CO2 emissions and mitigate the risk of diesel powered vehicles on health and well-being of the employees. It not only helps in costs like ventilation and cooling, but also improve worker health and generate a fraction of noise when compared with the traditional machines. Other way is by introducing auto start stop technology. Auto start stop technology shuts down the vehicle's engine when idling and then automatically starts it again when certain conditions are met. This helps in fuel saving, which is wasted otherwise. So other way is by implementing smart fuel management system, that is SFMS. SFMS is a IoT based tool which helps in end-to-end monitoring of the fuel level, and it helps in recording the received, storage and dispensation of fuel, which can be monitored online, and real-time based monitoring can be done, and it can be viewed on a central portal. This implementation can be done in three-stage implementation structure. First is by installing automatic tank gouging system in underground tanks, which helps in monitoring the fuel level on real-time basis. Second, by using RFID-based dispenser, which helps in monitoring of the amount and exact amount of the fuel which has been loaded into the devices like HEMMs and diesel bowser. Similarly, with diesel bowser, we can install a RFID-based diesel dispenser, which will help us in recording the amount of fuel issued to the particular HEMMs. Third is the anti-theft monitoring system in individual HEMMs, which help in monitoring the fuel tank level in the particular HEMM. It also generates a GPS-based alert to the concerned when there is a decrease in the fuel level if there is a high consumption. Apart from this, there are few other ways, which includes payload management, managing intersection, and idle time management. So now I would like to come towards the third part, that is alternate sources of energy available. So LNG can be one of the fuel which can be used in our HEMMs. Second is hydrogen, which we can use as a fuel. So with this, I have covered the aim of my study, which included the factors affecting the specific diesel consumption and the other alternate sources of energy available. These are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pranay. It was a paper addressing a very relevant topic to Opencast Mind. We are in a business in which diesel plays a major role, and you have you have discussed so many points related to better utilization and effective utilization of diesel, like reaper, like use of high angle conveyor belts, FMC projects, and so many things. An interesting part is anti-theft monitoring in individual HEMMs. So let us hope it will address the factor related to controlling cost measures related to diesel. Now we will go to third paper, and the paper is related to smart monitoring of electrical field kiosk and safety system in opencast mines. It will be presented by Lavnath Hem Singh from Navali Lignite. Please.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. Myself Lunavat Hem Singh from NLC India Limited. Can you? No. नहीं आ रहा है.
The topic is smart monitoring of electrical field kiosk.
My topic is smart monitoring of electrical field kiosk and safety systems in Opencast mines. As we know that we are talking about the IoT concepts and which will be it can be implemented easily like that, but it has so many constraints behind this. Since as in our Opencast mining, we have lot of constraints. Like our systems are already so many oldest systems. It is not automated actually. If a system is automated, then it is easy to implement IoT concepts over there. But since we are behind that like relay logics and it will work based upon the contactor logic, it is not possible to implement the IoT in a simple manner. So just I have considered a small project based upon requirement. Next. Based upon which are some normal equipments available in a market. Like most of the electrical substations are like in a power distribution or transmission system to our mining as activities. We have a field kiosk. It will be there in a remote location. We cannot easy to approach over there. From the substation, these field kiosks will be there remote monitoring, since we need to monitor some fault is occurred over there. So in some constraints we cannot go over there. So for that purpose we have considered a small normal GSM system or we can install in remote area so that the user can get easy to identify the faults over there. Can you go next please? This is the introduction. Actually, there will be in substation normally 132 kV or 230 kV too. Okay, thank you. So it will be distributed like from the 33 kV to 6.6 kV, and further it will be moved to the like field kiosk. So there will be multiple number of field kiosks will be there from the field. Every field kiosk we can connect some the 2 to 3 machines or based upon requirement. So if any one of the machine has problem, it will directly impact to the field kiosk, and respective field kiosk may trip, and behind as per safety aspects, our substation feeder also it will trip. So if you want to identify the faults over there, we have to start from the substation to the each and every distribution kiosk over there, and we have to identify each and every VCB. It will have what type of faults has been occurred over there. And like if you will consider, there will be each and every field kiosk, it has some minimum number of inputs which is very critical in nature, like instantaneous at fault release or overcurrent release, or like what is the status of the breaker, whether it is on or off, whether it is tripped condition or not. So these inputs we can easy to connect with the GSM modem. So this GSM modem, it will perform the information and it will give a very clear output in the form of message to the respective officers. So we can configure here, there will be 5-10 number of officers mobile numbers over there. If for example a breaker has been tripped with the overcurrent relay, it will give very clear information to the respective officers. The breaker has been tripped, so and so field kiosk number 3. So that we can easy to identify over there, we can easy to approach what type of fault has been occurred. And apart from that, whether it is received and this information I want to display in substation, I want to display in machine, so that we can connect the potential relay contact to the PLC, so that PLC will give very clear information to the in which kiosk it has been happened and what type of alarm it has been came. It will give very clear a pop-up information to the user. And here we have considered one audio system also. This project, it cannot be simply applicable for the field kiosk and all things. We can put it in any of the machine also. in the machine if some fault has been occurred, so that the user or like operator, he wants to know that what type of fault is occurred. For example, if somebody has applied the pull cord emergency switch, so that pull cord emergency switch applied means where it was occurred. This information we can get in a HMI system, and we have considered a audio speech voice system also. Like for example, one emergency that locking switch has been applied by some mechanical crew. So who is applied the locking switch, his information, everything, it will be displayed in a HMI in a form of tag format, so that the operator, he will come to know that this locking switch has been applied by the particular crew, and it will give a very clear audio information. We can store the information like audio messages in this system. There will be, the limitations will be there. We have considered like 8 number of audio messages we can save over there. For example, the electrical crew has been applied the emergency switch. It will give an audio information to the operator stating that the locking switch has been applied by the electrical crew and it is pending with this guy, so that it will give in a HMI screen stating that his photo and contact details in everything. This is the experimental setup. We can see that the field cask, it will have some 8 number of inputs we have wired to the GSM modem, and from the GSM modem it will give the respective officer's mobile number in the form of messages, and again it will be connected to the PLC to display in HMI format, as well as in annunciation window also it will give. And apart from that, it will give a audio message to alert the workman in a machine system. And apart from that, as we know that some of the critical faults, like some critical faults will be there, and some faults will be there, like it is not necessary, but we have to maintain it. So such faults during some third shift it might be happened. So officer has to go, as that machine crew has been declared that sir, machine is working, but this fault is repeatedly coming that, and due to that sometime my machine has been disturbed. So in that condition, we can take a decision. That concerned authority, he can send a message to the GSM modem, so that GSM modem will respond and it will loop the system over there temporarily. Then the system will run perfectly. Whether the system is, who is looped this system, we need to get a clear information. So operator will be getting a very clear information in a HMI stating that so and so authority has been bypassed this system for temporarily, and it is pending with the so and so officer. So this will reduce the downtime, and it will improve the system performance also. And like one more concept we have considered, normally a locking switch will be there. There will be in machine, there will be 3 or 4 multiple number of crews will be working over there, like one mechanical crew, one electrical crew, one mining crew. So one electrical crew, he will be apply the locking switch, he will be working over there, and parallel crews are working. Once the electrical guy was completed his work, he will able to remove the tag and he will clear the LC, then he will go out. There will be a possibility that the mechanical or electrical, they can continue over there, it can some malpractice. So to avoid that one, we can use a smart locking system for this one. There will be 3 different crews. They can send a message to the GSM modem, so that the locking switch will be applied and it will give a very clear information. There will be 3 number of multiple departments. They have applied the locking switch. Until their 3 clearance, the system will not give a readiness. And apart from that, this is the experiment of reviews has been considered over there, and it was working very clear in a satisfaction manner. And this is the like Lotto applied. For example, now I have told that there will be 3 multiple number of division has been applied the emergency switches. Whether who is applied for that one, we can get a tag in the form of, as per DGMS rules and regulation, we have a Lotto format over there. Like if concerned authority has been applied emergency switch, his entire details has to be displayed, so that it will very much easier whether he was attempted, if cleared or not. So this Lotto tag out we can create as per simple user format, and so that it can easy to trace who is pending emergency switches over there. And by conclusion, there will be maximum 10 number of mobile contact numbers we can feed over there, and we can get all the critical information which is required. And one more thing is that actually for this purpose, this implementation of this project, we don't want like a cloud engineer, we don't want like a computer science engineer. As a normal C&I person, as a normal electrical engineer, it can do a simple way. This is a simple normal project in a smart application. It can improve the system performance, it can increase the reduce the fault diagnostic time over there. And thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for completing the presentation within the allotted time. Please. The topic you have covered, it is very relevant to the opencast mines, and in particular the big opencast mines where time and manpower contributes a lot. I think this system has been implemented in Naveli. Okay. So if implemented, this will contribute a lot, I think. And I think this will contribute a lot to NCL mines also. Thank you. The fourth paper, the topic is software enabled airborne base application, the Indian mining sector. It will be presented by Mr. Brajesh Pandey. Huh? Vidit Jain from Garuda UAV Soft Solutions. Please.
Hello. Namaste. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vidit, and I'm here from my organization, Garuda UAV Soft Solutions Private Limited. And we are a software-based digital service provider. So, yeah. Can you play this? So this is the brief intro about the organization. Volume, please.
Vidit,
Yeah.
can you come closer to the mic?
Is it better? Yeah.
Hi, I am Brajesh. I am the founder and CEO of Garuda UAV. We are a leading platform-based services company. We have diversified our services to different sectors. Like in power, we are providing services to transmission, distribution, solar and hydropower projects. We are also providing services to different sectors like coal and mines, for irrigation and water resource, railways, metros and highways. We are automating the manual processes of each phase of a project like survey mapping, progress monitoring, inspection and surveillance. Our AI powered platform Bluehawk is helping us to automate the manual processes in these sectors. We are using different type of equipments for different projects. Like for small scale projects, we are using quadcopters. For mid-level projects, we have our own in-house VTOL drone X2. We are using LiDAR as well as photogrammetry camera for survey mapping. And for large scale projects, we are using manned aircraft using airborne sensors.
A company called Garuda UAV has given its services and done a very detailed mapping. So definitely it has been a great help.
So I hope you like the video. So the research paper we are going to showcase you is basically the basis of our organization and why we are doing what we are doing. So first, give a brief about what exactly surveying is all about. So we have already observed that plain table surveying or the traditional method of surveying have its own limitations. It takes a lot of time, and the areas in which these surveying methods takes place are very restricted by human limitations. So there is a need for innovation surveying method to counter challenges mentioned above. Now we are not the first time doing that. There's already a lot of innovation going ahead continuously. Like we have DGPS, photogrammetry, and a lot more. So in the advanced version of photogrammetry, you have remote sensing and GIS softwares. Now, if you have a little brief about DGPS, it's basically there's a base station in which we have the known coordinates, and then there's a movable receiver. Then there's photogrammetry. Photogrammetry stands for using photographs to create 3D models. So there are two types of photogrammetry, aerial and terrestrial, and there's a basic procedure for that in which we take images and then we stitch them, and then we create the data points. Then comes the remote sensing. Remote sensing, they are two ways, satellite-based and airborne-based. Satellites are, as you all know, they are already hovering around the planet. So they continuously collect data for Earth observation and many other things. But there has been quite a challenges in using satellite data as well. First of all, like when you have, because it's already collecting a lot of data continuously, so it's not ad hoc. Like you have to trim the required area of interest from the given data set, and also you have to be dependent on the satellite itself for the data collection, which has its own timings. And also it also covers a larger area, but the accuracy is not that good. So to counter that, we have our own airborne-based remote sensing, in which, as you shared in the video already, so we can use aircrafts, helicopters, and in that advanced version, we have UAV, which is unmanned aerial vehicles. So these are small in size. They can be used as per your convenience, and they provide the best accuracy. And they are also being customizable, as you can put n number of sensors which you want as per the convenience. So this is the basic procedure, methodology of how the process of drone-based surveying takes place. First is reconnaissance, which is basically means planning, in which you plan out what exactly you need to do. Then you go to flight planning. Flight planning is basically in which you already set up the path, exact path in which the drone is supposed to move. Then through sensors, you collect the data, and then the data is being processed using software, relevant GIS softwares. And through this softwares, we create deliverables such as orthomosaic, 3D model, etc. And then if you want further data analysis, you can also, using our software and AI-based digital platform, we can create automated report. So can you play this video? So this video is basically for our proposal of what can we do using this technology in the mining sector. Can you play, please?
Welcome to Garuda UAV. Through its state-of-the-art digital solution, Garuda UAV has fully transformed the mining surveillance system. This involves RFID, CCTV and boom barrier. All of these are monitored by our in-house AI-based platform without any requirement of human intervention. It also ensures that no intrusion by unknown truck takes place as the platform detects, record, analyze and check from its database of allowed truck. Like the entry point, the truck will go through an automated scanning before entering the weighbridge to check and verify the truck detail. Then as soon as the weight gets measured, the value thus obtained will be uploaded to the AI platform alongside the truck and truck driver details, thus incorporating transparency. To keep an eye on the truck after it leaves the mining site, a tamper-proof GPS device will be fitted. This will detect and raise an alarm as soon as the truck changes its path. Instant notification will be sent to the concerned authorities on digital app and platform. Now let us see the drone-based application in mining operations. Sensors for gas and air quality monitoring will be fitted. Drone can hover inside the mining site and inspect the width of the haul road as well as gradient of the haul road. Drone can also scan and analyze the conditions before, during and after the blasting process. This would aid in impact assessment of the whole blasting site at once. For example, before the blasting it was expected to blast this much. Once the blasting process is completed, it was observed that the actual blasting zone is bigger than they expected. Drone-based solution can be applied to mining areas, railway lines, solar plant inspection, transmission assets, HEMM to name a few. The volumetric estimation of the stockpile will take place. Unlike human-led approach, the drone will scan, detect, record, and provide the volume of the stockpile. The AI platform, which will verify the calculated volume while measuring the correct dump height and slope of the stockpile. We also secure the mining area from dacoit by drone-based theft detection. We also identify parts of the mining area encroached by illegal settlements and regularize the safe distance from the actual mining site. The drone will map the whole mining site point by point and then using the AI-based digital platform to provide the deliverables such as auth mosaic, 3-dimensional point cloud, and detailed volumetric report. Garuda UAV focuses on hybrid survey using the GPS-based ground control points collection. And LiDAR-based drone scanning will provide the digital terrain model, also known as DTM. Our expertise includes land reclamation, rehabilitation, and plantation height monitoring. We made it possible to standardize, formalize and digitize the typical mining processes. Implementation of drone services combined with the state-of-the-art digital AI platform will contribute towards holistic and sustainable approach of the mining sector by Garuda UAV. Welcome.
So basically, what we are proposing is MDTSS, which is Mine Digital Transformation Surveillance System. This is basically in which we use equipment and our digital platform and integrate it in order to provide all the services related to surveillance, such as CCTV, RFID, e-Ravana, as you have all seen in the video. And that's basically what we are proposing here. So thank you. These are the references.
Thank you, Vidit. We had an interaction with Mr. Brijesh also, and we had 2 presentations within your presentation. From your videos, it was very much clear that now the softwares are coming in a big way in all the fields, including mining field, and in surveying this will play a big role. Considering the timing and cost factor, the mines will be benefited with the use of this technology. Now, our team tried to connect to GCE Kyonjar. In spite of their best effort, GCE Kyonjar could not be connected. So now with this, we have come to the end of this session. I will ask Mr. Suman to summarize. Acha, if the audience are having any question, they may ask the authors. The topics were very relevant, and I think questions may come. So with this, we think माइक यहाँ लाइए सर के पास.
I have a question to regarding high angle conveyors. You have you the second speaker. You are from which place? Mahanadi. So do you have any place where this has been already applied or already introduced?
Sir, can you please come again?
You have spoken about high angle conveyors.
Yes, sir. So in India we don't have, sir. As of now, we don't have high angle conveyors in India.
So do you have any proposal in Mahanadi coalfield?
No, sir. As of now, I have not given it to higher authorities, but I am planning to discuss it with the higher authorities.
Because that was mainly your topic, your total topic. What was your exact topic?
Factors affecting specific diesel consumption at open cast mines.
Okay. So now the topics you have dealt with is basically not directly connected to your studies. It is to be done.
So it is being done in other parts of the world, not in India.
Do you have what the Mahanadi coalfield is doing with respect to that?
No, sir. As of now, Mahanadi Coal Limited is not doing anything.
Now, from your specific consumption point of view, do Mahanadi coalfield has practicing something apart from these points?
So that smart fuel management system, we are doing that. Apart from that, CIL has already signed a MOU regarding LNG, use of LNG, and they have signed a MOU with GAIL and our BEML, and they are implementing a pilot project in one of our mines for use of LNG.
Okay. Okay. And the question with the Neverly lignite.
Thank you, sir.
NLC, your kiosk.
Yes, sir.
That kiosk, there is a specific area where you want to put those kiosks?
Sir, actually, from the substation to the field area, it will be there in a location. Actually, for every 500 meter one kiosk will be there, or every one kilometer one kiosk will be there. Like that, from the around 10 kilometers from the Naiveli, from the one substation to from our field area inside mines, there will be approximately 10 to 12 kilometers will be there. So in between we have field cask, just interlinked cask will be there. For example, like in machine area, one cask, it will feed supply to the 3 machines over there. If any one of the machines some problem occurred, means entire system will trip in some high current has been flowed, means it will trip in the substation also. So what we'll be doing from the substation to we'll goes on tracing which field cask, what indication is there. So it will take lot of time consuming process. Like if we'll put this system, it will give very specific field cask each breaker also. Like in one field cask will be feeding 3 machines. In particular VCB, this overcurrent relay has been occurred with time. So like that the concerned authority will get the message so that we can go directly over there and we can isolate that cask and remaining machines will be in service. So
you are going to put those kiosks at every 500 meter interval?
Sir, can you repeat?
At what interval you are going to put those kiosks?
It will be there, sir, like every 1 kilometer, one cask will be there.
Okay, for every 1 kilometer interval, you are going to put one kiosk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that will segregate your fault areas. If there is any fault occurred in the system, then that can segregate from the other part.
Yes, sir. Obviously, correct.
Okay. So in NLC,
Yes.
this system is already already applied.
No, sir. Actually, from just within these 6 months, actually we got one proposal from the management stating that we don't want to approach from the third party like IoT implementation, this all thing with our infrastructure. Like within small amount, we need something should be implemented like in a safety aspects, like process improvement. So for that purpose, this project I have considered. But for this cost of the project, like it will not reach more than 1.5 lakhs actually. The GSM modem, it will cost only 20,000 rupees. And most of the in mines will not get a data, but we can get a mobile signal actually. So for this project, we don't want to connect any internet facility over there. We need a normal GSM 2G phone, normal 2G phone, it will more than sufficient. So for that, some minimum with small amount, we need something. So for that purpose, we have done this one actually. But it was not implemented in a just normal pilot project we have considered, sir. And it is under consideration.
Which mine?
It is mine 2, sir. My lignite mine 2 of NLC India Limited.
So you are going to propose this. This proposal is going to come for that.
Yes, sir. It is under consideration, sir. It is under consideration, and further we are working on that one actually. Behind this one, we need to add something for data logging. This is only for monitoring and some emergency conditions we can trip the system also. But apart from that, we need something data logging behind this one. Like for breaker has been tripped, at what time it was tripped. Like that instance, we need to store some data. So for that purpose, we are working on that.
In your paper, you have already mentioned those specification details for that purpose?
Yes, sir, I have mentioned very clearly.
Okay.
I have mentioned very clearly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Other questions from audience side?
This is question from last author regarding this drone survey. Do you have observed any difference between drone survey and survey by TLS, and if there is difference for the same dump, what is the level of accuracy of this drone survey?
Hello. So what we do is called hybrid survey, in which we do have a DG-based system as a base, and then we use the drone as the hover. So in this, through this system, we are able to achieve almost more than 95% accuracy. So I hope that's all.
More than 95%.
Yeah.
It means if we are going to measure any coal dump by this drone, it means that will not be very much accurate, because our level of accuracy which is required for stock measurement is plus minus 5%. It means for
no,
that this will not be suitable.
Actually, what I'm saying is basically a very conservative way, and also it depends on the sensors you use. So these are all the factors you should take. But if I want to say that we have done a POC for CMPDL, and they have also given us a letter of appreciation, because they said that when they do it through their DLS and when we do it from our, so it came like ours was better. So that's something if you would like to consider.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Any other question? Okay. Okay.
I have a query from Garuda Group. You are working with your drones in different studies. Can you list which are the different studies you can conduct with use of drone surveying?
Studies,
Studies means what sort of work you can do out of that?
So we have, like as you have seen in the video, we are working across different sectors. So in every sector we have identified what are the requirements. For example, in transmission distribution, there's a need for route alignment survey. And if I talk about oil and gas, so in oil and gas you have chimneys, boilers, in which normally humans they need to do survey, internal inspection. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, and also a lot of areas inside the boiler get missed. But through using drones, which is special case drone, which we use, in which we are able to reach to those areas which were earlier inaccessible due to humans. So that's our USP, and we have, like that, there are various sectors in which we have identified the critical areas in which we feel that if our technology is applied, it will be a game changer, and it will improve the overall surveying and monitoring and inspection method which is currently being used.
Currently, what the NCL has already requested you to do this. Number one was profile mapping, land profile mapping. Second, this dumps profile, dump void assessment. Thirdly, the demographic survey with respect to the different houses and the surface profile survey. Then you have also done a blasting monitoring.
Not yet, but we are currently working with Meghalaya government for red hole mining, in which we are also doing the EI report generation, and we are basically helping him out to reduce the illegal mining and what the chemicals which are being released into water. And we have also applied the surveillance systems in IOCL Paradeep as well.
Okay, and similarly for our drag lines where the boom is not being lowered on a regular basis, your drones has tried to take out some study from out of that, some inspection point of view.
Apologies, sir. Can you repeat?
You have seen our drag lines, which has a protruded long boom. So to check or inspect those areas, can your drones be of use?
Yeah, absolutely. The limitation which I would say personally right now is for underground mining, because in underground mining you have methane gas, which is a very inflammable. So using drone inside the mine is something which we are not cracked yet, but we are working towards that, in which we can find a drone which can help, which will be suitable for underground mining as well. But as far as opencast mining, we have equipped with all the necessary technology.
Okay. Any new field which you can propose that this can be done with respect to opencast mining?
So there's there's a subsidence monitoring, in which we can monitor the foundation in the mining area, like whether if the land is settling or not. We can also do project progress monitoring, in which through repeated data collection and automated generation, because of our technology, we are able to do it in very fast pace. So that helps us to obtain a huge amount of data and that too processed in a very short period of time as compared to the previous technologies. So that help us to do monitoring. on this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we will move ahead. Where chairman, I would like to request the chairman of the session to kindly conclude all presentation, and we will then move for the felicitation session.
Now I will request Sri Suman to conclude, to summarize the session.
थैंक यू सर. आज सेशन 5 में ओपन कास्ट माइनिंग टुवार्ड्स ऑप्टिमाइजेशन एंड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के टॉपिक के अंतर्गत 4 पेपर प्रेजेंट किए गए. आज का जो पहला पेपर CMPDI की तरफ से सत्यवीर सिंह ने प्रेजेंट किया वो था इनोवेटिव आइडिया फॉर अनमाइनेबल कोल सीम ऑफ सिंगरौली कोल फील्ड्स. जैसा कि इन्होंने बतलाया कि अभी हमारा कोयले का डिमांड प्रतिवर्ष 1.5% की तरफ से बढ़ रहा है और हमारे वातावरण में जो CO2 का इंक्रीज़ हो रहा है वो बर्निंग कोल से 40% ऑफ इंक्रीज़ हो रहा है. हमारे सिंगरौली कोल फील्ड में मेन बेसिन में और बहुत सारी माइन सीम्स हैं जो अनमाइनेबल हैं और भारत नेट ज़ीरो की तरफ बढ़ रहा है 2070 के लिए. उस परिप्रेक्ष्य में आपने जो बतलाया कि CO2 सिक्वेस्ट्रियन के लिए अंडरग्राउंड माइन में पंप करके CO2 को ट्रैप करना है, ये एक अच्छा टॉपिक था और इनोवेटिव आइडिया था. अभी इसमें और काम करने की हमको लगता है ज़रूरत है और फ्यूचर में हम लोग ज़रूर इस टॉपिक से लाभ उठा के अपने अनमाइनेबल सीम के लिए हम लोग जा पाएंगे. हमारा आज का सेकंड टॉपिक फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग स्पेसिफिक डीजल कंजम्पशन एट ओपन कास्ट माइंस एंड वे बियॉन्ड MCL की तरफ से प्रणय ने प्रेजेंट किया. इनकी स्टडी में इन्होंने बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स बतलाए और इनकी स्टडी में इन्होंने कहा कि रिपर का यूज़ करके हम ब्लास्टिंग और ड्रिलिंग को फोरगो कर सकते हैं. तो मैं ये समझता हूँ कि थोड़ा सा इनका टॉपिक लोकलाइज्ड था जिस पर ज़्यादा इन्होंने काम किया. बहुत जगह हम रिपर को यूज़ करके नहीं फोरगो कर सकते हैं. जहाँ हार्ड स्ट्राटा आती है वहाँ पर ही MCL में चल सकता है, बाकी जगह नहीं हो सकता. तो थोड़ा सा इसमें इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है. हाई एंगल कन्वेयर के बारे में बतलाया जो अगर इम्प्लीमेंट होगा तो वाकई में डीजल का कंजम्पशन कम होगा. FMC, ऑटोनोमस ट्रक्स, EV व्हीकल, ऑटो स्टार्ट स्टॉप टेक्नोलॉजी और SFMS के बारे में बतलाया जो वाकई में हम लोग यूज़ कर सकते हैं और वातावरण में जो डीजल से जो CO2 निकल रहा है, हार्मफुल गैस निकल रहे हैं, उसको हम लोग इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. ये टॉपिक पर इन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छा परिचय कराया सब लोगों से और भविष्य में होने वाली वातावरण के प्रति हम लोग इसको यूज़ किया जा सकता है. तीसरा टॉपिक था जो NLC की तरफ से प्रेजेंट किया गया. लुनावत हेमसिंह ने प्रेजेंट किया स्मार्ट मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल फील्ड कियोस्क एंड सेफ्टी सिस्टम इन ओपन कास्ट माइन. इनका फील्ड में इलेक्ट्रिकल फॉल्ट को ढूंढने के लिए और पिन पॉइंट करने के लिए जो कियोस्क का इन्होंने वर्णन किया है वो पायलट प्रोजेक्ट के रूप में ये लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं NLC में और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि पायलट प्रोजेक्ट में सफलता मिलेगी. इन्होंने जैसा बतलाया कि इलेक्ट्रिकल फॉल्ट होने पर जो पूरे जो लेंथ में सब स्टेशन से लेके मशीन तक सारे जगह फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग करना पड़ता है, वो ना करके कियोस्क के माध्यम से लोकलाइज्ड एरिया में हम लोग चेक करते हैं और कियोस्क खुद SMS करके कंसर्न इंजीनियर को भी बतला देता है कि कहाँ पर फॉल्ट है. तो ये आज के दौर में जब सब लोग IoT की तरफ जा रहे हैं और इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर्स की भी कमी हो रही है, हमारे यहाँ भी कमी हो रही है, तो हमको लगता है अगर हम कियोस्क की तरफ जाएंगे तो हमारा कुछ प्रॉब्लम तो ज़रूर सॉल्व होगा, टाइम भी सेव होगा. ये काफ़ी अच्छा टॉपिक था और आप धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं. आखिरी टॉपिक में गरुड़ UAV सॉफ्ट सॉल्यूशन की तरफ से विदित जैन ने सॉफ्टवेयर इनेबल एयरबोर्न बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन द इंडियन माइनिंग सेक्टर के बारे में बतलाया. इन्होंने IoT का यूज़ के बारे में बतलाया जो गरुड़ की तरफ से ये लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं। इसमें RFID, CCTV ये सब के बारे में बतलाया, हम लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं। इसके फर्दर यूज़ में अभी जो माइन सर्वेइंग हो रही है हमारे येलो बुक में भी उसको आजकल इनकॉर्पोरेट किया जा रहा है। इन सब के लिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम इसमें एक्यूरेसी में आए। UAV यूज़ करके, सॉफ्टवेयर एनेबल्ड करके अगर हम लोग किसी चीज़ का मेज़रमेंट करते हैं तो उसमें जितना ज़्यादा एक्यूरेट हो पाएंगे, ये माइनिंग सेक्टर के लिए उतना ज़्यादा फ़ायदा होगा। ड्रोन से इन्होंने बतलाया कि हम रोड का विड्थ, उसका ग्रेडियंट, ब्लास्टिंग के बाद उसके इम्पैक्ट, सारे चीज़ हम लोग कर सकते हैं, वॉल्यूमेट्रिक एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक है। IoT में आजकल हमारी पूरी दुनिया जा रही है और अगर हम इसको यूज़ करेंगे तो माइनिंग को और फास्ट और इम्प्रूव्ड वे में कर पाएंगे और सेफ्टी भी इम्प्रूव होगी। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, sir, for summarizing the session and highlighting the thrust area. Now we will move ahead for the felicitation session, where I would like to invite Mr. Satyaveer Singh, sir. Kindly come forward and receive the felicitation from our chairman and rapporteur of the session. Please move forward, sir. Pranay M. Dharwal, sir, kindly come forward. Lonavat Hem Singh, sir. Brijesh Pandey, sir. Thank you, sir. For providing the memento to our chairman rapporteur, I would like to request our DTO, sir, kindly come on the stage and felicitate the chairman and rapporteur of the session. Thank you very much, sir. Now we will move ahead for the next session, which is the exhibitor session, where I would like to invite first four presenters